And good Friday morning. Believe it or not, it is April Fool's Day. So no matter what you do, have your guard up today. We all have that one friend that'll do that. So be prepared for something, some form of prank today. Just be aware that that is going on. I hope your day is good. It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day. 68. It was a little bit cooler yesterday if you were in the shade. Although we were into the 60s, that little bit of a breeze made it burr. And we've got a little bit of a burr outside this morning. Right now it is 44. Our wind chill is 41. Again, that high headed towards 68. And do not let your guard down, as we will have a chance of severe weather moving back in most likely on Tuesday of next week. A little early for all the details, but a good chance that we'll have another round of severe weather. If it is, we'll go live, we'll track it street by street and let you know where it is in relation to where you live, as always. So be prepared. Don't let our guard down as we go into these spring days. How are you? A few things went on overnight as we still continue. You can't look at any news media across the United States without, Will Smith still being in it. You know what? Today's not going to be any different. It's still splattered everywhere. They're talking about that. That is the talk of the nation. They'll hang on to that until something bigger comes along. So just be prepared. You're going to see it 2 or 3 times today, I promise you. Good morning to Coy Head. How are you today? Glad to see you there. Welcome to the weekend. It is April Fool's. Hope you're there. Jan, good to see you. Roy Ellis is up. James Sullivan, Charlotte Gray, Mike Dallas. All good folks. Let's see, as we begin our day, I got a note a minute ago, and let me pull this up. And this has been one of the hardest things in the area that is hard to track when it comes to crime, because if something is stolen, it's reported, and then you don't quite get all the details of it, and then a lot of times, a payment wasn't made, so it was repossessed. And I've never gotten deep into that because it's just so hard for me to tell what's real and what isn't. But I got a note a while ago, and this is for real. As we go to 8th Street, this happened on Wednesday morning, sometime between 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. We're probably going to get the tag number on this in a little bit, but a car was stolen in our area. Pretty common thing. As we saw, what was it, earlier this week, a Roto-Rooter van was stolen. That stuck out a little bit bigger and more than most because it was a van had writing all over the side. Your common cars are stolen, and, they blend in. But be on the lookout for this. As we look for this car, I believe this is a Honda is what this is. This was stolen from Mid-South Tires between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. just off of 8th Street. So if you happen to see this car, we're going to get the tag number, I believe, in just a little while. So we'll throw that out there to where if you see it. One of the most common things that criminals do with stolen cars is they'll steal it, they'll drive it somewhere, and then they drop it off. And then they come back after the heat kind of dies down. Then they come back and either strip it or deliver it somewhere else. But that was taken again from Mid-South Tires on 8th Street. It's like you go to get your car worked and somebody comes along and takes what's yours. It's not right whatsoever. So we're trying to get that back. And as we get more details on that, we're going to pass that along. But be on the lookout for that. We'll tell you more as we get more info on that. We don't need to let criminals get by with anything, do we? No, we don't. I don't believe so. And all the folks that work hard every day don't believe in that. So we'll do our share of trying to track down. We got a few of those solved in the past. As we look around, of course, there's a lot of damage in the area, a lot of tin and things tore up. We did get in pictures, and I don't think we showed this yesterday morning. Let's go to the website. We'll go to sammedia.network. Why not? Motorsports Park. Racing will go on tonight. As I spoke with Ricky Bobby and the gang out there, they're going to be ready. But this was the scene. This is what happened there. Look at the damage that was done to the grandstands. As they clean up, all this will be ready for racing on Saturday night. Tomorrow night it will be back. They'll have that fixed in some shape, form, or way. But it was some powerful winds that came through our area, and a lot of folks received damage. Make sure to speak with the Lauderdale Emergency Management Team so they can put it in their record books as to where damage was if you received it. Very important as we track storms that the officials know who got damaged so you can go back and look at the data and know how this storm acted, how wide it was, all this. That's a little bit behind the scenes of why you need to tell. As we go to Winston County, Louisville area, do y'all remember a few weeks back of the robbery that happened there just east of town at Crystal Ridge Road grocery store, Crossroads grocery store. They've arrested one. They've got somebody they want to talk to about questioning. Let's go to the webpage again there and look at this. Have you seen this gentleman? Does that face look familiar? His name is Charlie Darrell Hemphill. They're wanting to know and talk to him a little bit more that deals with this possible robbery. As you look for this, this was on Boone Road, Crossroads right there. Took place on March 22nd. That was, about 2 weeks ago? Call them at 662-773-5881. Let them know that you've seen this fellow. They'd like to talk to him a little bit more, where he was and what he was doing that day. We'll find out as details come about that. As we go to the grand jury in Lauderdale County, they've went and inspected. I've got this also. It's always good to read stuff and know what's going on in your community. We've got this also on the webpage. We received this in, the grand jury report from March. They said the jail was clean. They just need to fix a few of the floors there. So, if you get a chance there, take a read of that. It's always good to know, as I said, what's going on in our community. As we look to this, we'll have a special guest coming in this morning to talk more about it. I believe it's the band director from West Lauderdale. They've got a lot going on this weekend at the school. As we pull this up, it's going to be the Market at the Kingdom. Big yard sale that's taking place tomorrow from 9 until 2 at West Lauderdale High School. So we'll learn more about it, talk to them. That's right around the corner there. Let's see here. I also wanted to bring up, we've got this guy coming in at 8 a.m. He's dragging along behind him a guitar. Who are we talking about? Scott McQuaig will be here. He's going to be downtown this weekend as tonight from 6 until 9 on 5th Street. Scott and the Tomcats. I hope you can drop by and see him. I heard there was a great success last time as they did that in the streets of Meridian. Perfect weather for it tonight. It's tribute to Paul Davis. That'll be in downtown Meridian tonight. So we'll talk to Scott and get all the details of what's going on with that. Also, there was an accident yesterday afternoon. As we looked to this was the scene. If you were getting off, this was about that time everybody gets off. Did you get into this traffic yesterday? This was the exit 154 off-ramp there, and it was at a stall on South Frontage Road. Right down from Bo Horales is where it would be, the old Pop's Diner building. That's where it was at a standstill, a little fender bender there as the Meridian Police Department was trying to get that taken care of. And here's just a diagram of what you can see if you're trying to figure out where that was. South Frontage Road, right there is where that was. Little graphics there. We're getting better at our graphics, aren't we? A little slow, but sure there. That's the 900 block of South Frontage Road. Another view of that I got on that was somebody's, they were pulling out right there. Here's Bo's, and that's how traffic was, bumper to bumper, trying to get out of there. So it did make everybody's roll come to a slow there for just a moment there as they got ready. This is Check Your Cabinets, and you can find out more about this. I got a link to it to where you can get the serial numbers and find out more about it. Anybody like Skippy Peanut Butter? If you do, there's a recall. And if you'll go to our webpage and read more about this, it's under the Scotty Ray Report. You can click on that link right there, and it'll take you right to it. Possibility of some metal shavings in that. And they're doing a voluntary recall on this just to make sure everything's good. They'll get you fixed up and you'll get another jar of peanut butter if you've got one that happens to be in that lot that they feel that something was wrong with it. So eating metal wouldn't be good, would it? So check that out. Skippy Peanut Butter recall there. Let's see other things that are happening around the nation today. Jackson, Mississippi. It's always something going on there. They've got 4 people that they're looking for that robbed the family dollar store over there. 4 of them this time. That happened on Wednesday on Terry Road. As we see these crimes are starting nationwide as they do it in bigger groups. That way that one person cannot handle it at the store that's working the counter. That's the way they're working. Just a heads up on that. I'm sure you've noticed that as well. Also, a Mississippi man has been arrested after they seized more than 4 pounds of cocaine and meth. Ooh, this happened on Wednesday also. They took $1,500 in cash and arrested Marcus Lofton, 49 of Hattiesburg. 4 pounds of cocaine. I don't know much about drugs, but I think that's a lot. Never seen that much. I don't know much about it other than what's been shown on a table from the police. This next thing is disturbing as we go into this. APT out of Jackson is reporting this happened in Yazoo, Mississippi. a young child, and again, it's not the Meridian area, but it is in our state. And it should make us all worried because we see things. We've had it happen here. An 8-year-old boy was shot in the head playing in his backyard. A stray bullet struck him. He's still alive. He's been rushed to the hospital. Hopefully everything will turn out good. But our state should not be having these problems. Y'all know that as well as I do. It's time to put a stop to all of this. Do I know the answer is no? Maybe we'll get more details on this, but Reba McEntire coming to the state of Mississippi, that's a pretty big deal. The headline reads, Reba is scheduled to serve as guest speaker at Mississippi College Spring Scholarship Banquet. That's a pretty big deal. Apparently she knows someone who runs it and doing that as a favor. So what a deal. What a big, that'll be hard to get tickets to that now. Again, that's the Mississippi College's Spring Scholarship Banquet. Wow, Reba in the state of Mississippi. That's pretty big there. A Moss Point man has been arrested. Why? He shot a police dog. You don't do that. He's looks like he's going to recover, but he has been shot. But he is improving every day. He's off life support. That's good. We all love our puppy dogs, don't we? Yes, we do. As we look at some stories that are nationwide this morning, Ukraine tells us be cautious. You're going to see this in the news today. We'll talk more about it at 8 a.m. as we'll see some oil fields burning in Russia. They're trying to blame Ukraine and saying that, well, they did this. Ukraine is saying it's a false flag to where they can have more evidence, so to speak, for war crimes to attack them. The president of Ukraine says it's all made up. Probably so. I don't think Russia would lie, do you? Of course you do. Oh, boy, as we go to Joe. Joe bungled again yesterday. He just can't seem to get a speech right. He told us all that, well, if you went to an electric car, you could save $500 a month. $500 a month for switching to renewable energy. It's not so. I just don't know what they're going to do about this situation. You're going to see, and I've said this since the day he was elected, this will be the year before it's over that they will push to have him step down, and that other person that's hanging out back of the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue will step forward to become the president. That is what is on the way. That will happen, I figure, before the year is out. It's one mistake after another, and it almost makes you wonder if they do this on purpose, let him make a little slip to where it's an easier thing for later for them to go, oh, well, Joe's not feeling well. We'll see, but it's just one little boo-boo after another. We all know that. It's kind of scary when it comes to the world when he addresses things and doesn't quite get it right. Let's see, New York still trying to get rid of the homeless off the street. So far, they've moved 239 people off the street that was living there, to where you couldn't walk down the street and do business in New York. Only 5 of those were transferred to a shelter. Where'd the rest go? Who knows? But they're slowly starting to get them off the streets. They'll probably go right around the corner and camp out on another corner. And Joe, the Tiger King, I think everybody's heard of the show, whether you've ever watched it. I watched half an episode. I heard it was, well, what was the word for it? Interesting. Tiger Joe, he's still in prison, will be there for 22 to 23 years still. Well, he's filed for divorce from his husband. No word on how that's going to turn out, but Joe has filed for divorce. Well, there you go. That's some headlines this morning. We want to check your weather in just a moment. Again, as you're waking up, we're sitting at 44. That wind chill at 41. The high is going to be about 68 today. So we'll get more into this. Don't rush off. That's right around the corner. Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. As the days get warmer, the grass starts growing. Drop in and visit with Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Sicalina, where they've got a complete line of the #1 lawnmower in America, Skag. Whether you're a homeowner or a lawn care service, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower just for you. Plus, they carry Exmark tractors and any part that you may need for your existing tractor or lawnmower. Drop in and see Cole or Buttermilk today. Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, 601-626-8759. Glancing over the comments this morning as LaWanda put out, she goes, electric cost. I just got my power bill. I think we all could agree to that. It even when you get into windmills, it still costs. Have y'all ever looked at the cost of a windmill and how many years it would actually take to get? Yeah, it gets really confusing there. Do we all need another form of energy? Absolutely. And hopefully one day they will discover that it's cheaper to run than oil. But right now it's the best we got, and it affects every American. When those gas pumps go up, gas prices go up, food goes up, everything that you lay your hand on does. And it makes it where the common guy who's barely getting by doesn't have any extra money. We know that. Apparently, they hadn't got the memo at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Maybe one day. Maybe it'll be delivered, in 24. Maybe about November they'll get the message that a package is coming in 24 of the Americans don't like it that way. We'll see how the elections go. But either way, if you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, or if you're just an independent watching, make sure you vote in November. Every little count, and in the big scheme of pictures, go, well, my vote doesn't count. It starts at the local level. Every person that you put in here, it affects the domino effect nationwide. So vote, regardless. Get out and vote. What you think, how you feel. Elect the person that you feel best represents you. And that's all that we can ask. It's a democracy, and that's the best way to handle that. We'll see. All right, let's see here as we glance over this. Good morning. Crescent Lake is beautiful this morning, Laura Lee says. I bet it is. Also, Elmer Thomas, good morning. Watching you. Shredded. Good to see you there. Nuclear. Easy alternative to coal power. As you know, you look up to the folks in West Virginia in those areas, they really, really need their jobs. Coal is an important part of those areas. And if you all remember back in 16 or 15 when the elections was going on, when that other person said they were going to shut them down, it didn't go over well in that state, did it? It didn't. Gene Hines, good morning. Janice Bounds, good to see y'all. All right, let's talk a little bit of weather so you'll kind of know what's going on today, know how to dress and get everything going.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at those record highs, 1974, again, a warm day. It stayed hot for a few days there. 87 was the record set back in 1974. The record low, I was graduating high school. It was 87, and it was 30 degrees on this day. Boy, does that not seem that long ago. Well, it does, but it doesn't. As we look forward to today's temperature, 68 in Meridian is what we'll get as we go northward from here. Philadelphia, y'all will see 67 as we get to Columbus. A little bit cooler there, about 64. Mississippi State should see about 66, as well as the Louisville area. As we go south, Hattiesburg, 71 over to Brookhaven and Natchez, Mississippi, we'll see 69 with sunshine. It may take a little while to get it all there. But there you go. As we go across to Alabama, let's look at this. Troy, we're sitting at 70. Demopolis, 67, up to Tuscaloosa, 66. And Geiger, Alabama, we'll see just about 68 as well as we cross that state line on there. Now, as we look at this, y'all be ready. We hadn't gotten all the details, but this could be our next event coming on Tuesday, and it would include this. This is where it'll be Sunday through Monday out to the Dallas area, and by Tuesday making its way across Mississippi and Alabama. Again, we'll watch this very closely as the system comes in. It's almost been one every week. If this happens this week, that'll be 3 weeks in a row that severe weather has rolled through the deep south. We'll watch it. We'll be posting about it all throughout the weekend to let you know so you'll be prepared. Never underestimate Mother Nature. I think we all know that. As you wake up this morning, that 6-to-day, 10-day outlook, it shows it, well, it is a little cooler in our area. And that's what we've got as we look forward toward the next few days there, 6 to 10. But look out to the west there. California, how warm it is there. Yep, that's going to be making its way here before too long, and we'll have that. All right, as we do our breakdown today, this is what we've got in our forecast. Today's high, again, pretty nice weather. We can't complain about that at all. If we look for a high of sunshine and 68 by the afternoon there, 42 tonight will be our low. By tomorrow, it's going to be perfect. Few clouds, then gradually becoming sunny, and 74 to 75 for our high. Sunday, it'll hit that 75. Perfect weather as you head off to church. Can't beat that at all. Monday, we're up to 81, and this is our area of concern right there. Tuesday, 76 for a high, but we've got that 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms, and this could turn into something a little bit more messier than what we've got planned. So we'll watch there. By Wednesday, we're up to 82, 30% chance of showers as all the system moves out, then 73 by Friday. That's there. Let's go another week into April. Can y'all believe it's already April? We're 4 months into this year. By the 8th, we've got 67, and then we start to see that warming trend come back. Right there around the 11th of April, mid-month, we'll get back into the 80s, and probably moving forward from there, we will most likely see it to be warm for the rest of the year as we make our way into May. And these April showers, y'all know how they happen. What is it? They bring Mayflowers. Is that what they tell us? Yeah, that's coming. We'll see that nearly every day as we watch for that. Now, let's find out about the fishing report. Chet's Paint and Body throws it out to us today. Our first major time happened overnight. You'll have a pretty good time there at 8 to 9 o'clock. And then this afternoon is your best time to fish today during daylight hours from roughly 2 to 4 p.m. So if you can make it out and go fishing today, Chet's Paint and Body highly suggested. It's good for the soul, isn't it? Makes you feel good. That's a quick look at our forecast. Candace is coming in on this April Fool's Day here in just a little while. We'll kick things off at 8 a.m. this morning. We hope you'll join us. We'll tell you about what's going on in the community and get you going. We appreciate you dropping by again. Not a bad day. Let's take a look at radar. We haven't done that this morning to let you know what's happening across the nation and all that's showing up on radar. As we look at this morning, we pulled this up. We do have here in the Memphis area, a little bit cooler there, that frost advisory. Nashville. How about you folks in Murfreesboro? Have y'all seen this yet? Knoxville, Tennessee, all of these areas there. And you move up to Springfield, Fayetteville, Arkansas, a freeze warning overnight there. As we go up that east coast today, not so bad there. This is the remnants of that bad weather that crossed through us, easing out of Florida. And if you haven't heard by now, we did lose 2 lives to that storm that rolled through us that made it across into Georgia and Florida. 2 people lost their lives. We got showers in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Vermont. We don't hear much about those folks up there. Rarely ever make the big news, do they? As we move back across the United States, we got some showers in the Dakotas. And as always, it's cool there. 31 this morning in North Dakota this morning. Minnesota, 21. Over to Montana, where there's usually a little bit of snow, and we got a little bit there. As we come down, we'll find that it's 25 degrees. Seattle, just foggy this morning. Believe it or not, it's not raining. We got some showers north of Albuquerque and a few there west of Denver. Beautiful country there. John Denver Place is there in California. It looks like, well, it'll be sunshine again. It's a quick look across the nation as to what the weather is doing if you've got to head out from our area and go somewhere else. Good morning to North Alabama. Linda Culpepper, glad to see you there. The year of the Twisted Tuesdays. That may be a good way to put it, Donna Roseman. Again, thank y'all for being a part of this. We do appreciate you. We can't do it without you every day. Again, I'm going to be back here in just a little while at 8 a.m., as we'll go live to tell you more about what's going on in our community nationwide. And, well, we can't do it without you. We need you to be here. Join us. We'll see you soon right here at the Scotty Ray Report. We'll be back.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by our following partners: